Hands down, one of my favorite things from my childhood is definitely the popular toy brand known as Lego. Now, believe it or not, at some point, Lego was actually really popular. It was the latest fad, I guess you can say. And, yeah, obviously, I really enjoyed it. Now, regular old Lego or Lego City was fine, but one game that stood out above the rest was definitely Lego Ninjago. Now, this was everywhere, okay? People were like trading Lego minifigures from the series. People were watching the animated TV series. It was cuckoo. And now believe me, I was the coolest kid in school when I showed up with the latest Lego set, okay? If only it were that easy nowadays. Unfortunately, like all fads, it came and it went before everyone eventually moved on to something else. Now, while I did sort of move on to something else, I did still stick around with Lego. I still got Lego sets and stuff, and it still remained one of my favorite toy brands. And then the trailer started coming out for the Lego movie. And not gonna lie, it really looks pretty interesting, and I also really enjoyed the movie when it came out. And I still do actually, but now I can appreciate it for more things, like the animation and actually the story. If you think about it, the story is actually kind of deep and complex, sort of like the Matrix movies, but for a younger audience. Several other Lego movies had come out after the first one. And the one that I'm going to be taking a look at today is, of course, the Lego Ninjago movie. What do I have to say about it? Well, I have to say, I don't like it. The movie is not good, okay? Don't get me wrong, the animation is absolutely stunning. It actually looks really, really good. The animation is pretty much the only thing I like about it. As for the story, that's where I have my biggest problems with it. And most of the stuff that I'm going to mention is stuff that other people don't really care about. But this is my opinion, and it's my opinion. So I can have my opinions on this movie. So, I don't even know where to start with this, but I guess we should start with one of the biggest flaws of this movie. It does not follow any of the continuity, or it doesn't follow any of the rules that the previous movies have set up, which is why one of the biggest problems with it. So in the first Lego movie, it turns out the whole thing was in a child's imagination. Now, how does this movie start out? Not in a child's imagination. It's instead a story being told to some kid by Jackie Chan in a store. Now, that makes no sense. That has nothing to do with the previous movies. And let's just say this is in the same sort of universe. In the previous Lego movies, every single, licensed brand was an already existing, sort of brand. Like the Lego Batman movie, that included actual Lego Batman minifigures. Now, while Ninjago is an existing brand, all of the, new designs and stuff that they show in this movie aren't already existing designs. It's all new stuff. And that makes no sense if this is supposed to be a sort of existing brand, which I guess it isn't, because all of the designs look way different from the show. Now, these new designs aren't bad per se, but it just doesn't make sense with the world that they're sort of building up here. And yeah, all of the ninjas' designs also look different, but for some reason Garmadon's design stays sort of similar. Why didn't they just give him a new design? It makes no sense. The movie also just changes things for no reason. For example, Sensei Wu is now called Master Wu. Why would they even change that? That doesn't make any sense. And also, let's talk about his voice for a second. I'm not saying Jackie Chan's a bad actor, but he does not sound like Sensei Wu. In the show, he sounds completely different, and it's weird hearing this voice just to come out of this Lego minifigure. And also, in the show, Lloyd was meant to be, the legendary chosen one, and everybody else wanted to be the Green Ninja. And he did have an element. It was the element of power. Now, while I do admit that is kind of dumb, in this movie they say his power is green and they talk about how he's the least important ninja. That's completely different from the show. Why would they even make that change? It's so dumb. Now, here's the thing. You guys might be thinking, Rebfire, it's just a Lego movie. Calm down. Now, while it is just a Lego movie, I still have a right to get mad about it and have an opinion about it. People can get mad about other adaptations of shows getting things wrong, then I can get mad about this, okay? Like, while I was watching this movie, I could just tell that the writers of this show had never seen this show prior to making this movie, and they obviously probably just watched like a few episodes just like to do that. They just watched a few episodes and were like, "Oh, okay." Plus, near the end of the first season, they get rid of Garmadon pretty fast and replace him with a new villain. Like, why would they even, like, keep him? And why such a random thing? This, like, okay, I will admit the Green Ninja Saga like type show part was definitely the most popular, but like the very first villain wasn't even Garmadon, so they just picked some random story arc to like adapt. Now, while I will admit this is definitely the most popular, so I do commend them for doing that, I still think, like, I don't know, that's just something I thought was worth mentioning. Okay, shut up. One thing that I really don't understand about this is this thing. So, the Lego movie paid tribute to Lego in general. The Lego Batman movie paid tribute to Batman. The Lego movie 2 still sort of paid tribute to Lego. And now, what does this movie pay tribute to? You might think it's Ninjago, right? Wrong! It instead pays tribute to 80s Kung Fu movies. Now, don't get me wrong, I love 80s Kung Fu movies. Like, I love me some Bruce Lee, some Jackie Chan from every time to time. But Ninjago is nothing like that. Ninjago is more like a boys' action show. It's nothing like an 80s Kung Fu movie. They thought just because they were able to get Jackie Chan, they think they might as well just do that. Now, Lloyd was a kid in the show. He was the youngest ninja. But in this, he's just the same age as everybody. Like, okay, in the original show, Lloyd was meant to be the most powerful ninja, the most important one, and everyone was shocked because he was just a kid. In this, he's the least important. Why would they even make that change? Everybody wanted to be the Green Ninja in the original show, but here it's just different. Like, I really don't get it. Now, when I saw the trailers to this, I thought, you know what, this might be a good adaptation. And I might actually like it. But here's the thing, this movie came out way too late. Everybody who enjoyed Ninjago as kids were, like, not even into Ninjago anymore. Like, literally, all of them had grew out of it, including myself. At this point, I had grown out of Lego pretty much completely. Not completely, but I've sort of lost interest in Ninjago, which is why I didn't even watch it when it first came out, and now I've only decided to watch it. Now, when I watched it, I expected it to, you know, be sort of good. I expected it to bring me down memory lane and sort of have a trip to it, and I just, you know, get reminded of this amazing show. Well, I'm not going to say it's amazing, and I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece, but something that I liked as a kid. But no, instead, it just didn't even pay tribute to it, and it was just different, and it was clearly written by a bunch of guys who had never seen the show, maybe a few episodes, or had a little bit of knowledge about it. And yeah, okay. So overall, I do not like this movie at all. It is not a good Lego movie, and I would consider it to be the worst out of all of the Lego movies, simply because it's just so different from the other ones. It doesn't follow any of the rules that the other movies set up, and it's just not good, okay? And they just shove it in your face that Jackie Chan is in this movie. Like, they did not need to have that live action scene at the beginning, but just because Jackie Chan was in it, I'm pretty sure they just put that in to show that they got a big name celebrity to be in it. I bet none of these celebrities hadn't even seen the show, so yeah, that was my thoughts on this movie. This was sort of a rant type review type video, and yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And that would be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
I'm gay.